Hey, how's it going? Welcome to Bull Banner. It's your boy Curtis Geffram. We're back in action here. And Kendrick's here as well. Kendrick, how's it going?
Hello, San Diego. Oh man, it's been a heck of a time since we recorded. We've emerged from the vault. Everything's bright. It's a terrible nuclear wasteland out there. My goodness.
Are you talking about Fallout or the city of San Diego?
Oh, I'm talking about the Chargers for sure, definitely. I
Yeah,
play Fallout. I'm like, this is what my brain looks like when I think about the Chargers.
yep. We're
Exactly what
trying
it's
we're
like.
trying to hide and pretend like it's not real, but it's real.
We've got like little settlements everywhere, and all the people are flocking, and you don't know who's the real fans. Oh my gosh. It's a different world. Like they say, a month makes a complete difference in the NFL.
It does. Um, so let's talk about some Chargers football. LA is gonna happen. They're
Doesn't
saying
look like it.
2017 now. I mean, nothing's really happening.
It was very interesting. Last week we had two sources telling Ian Rappaport of the NFL Network that everybody's in shambles right now. A lot of disagreements, a lot of arguments, and they think this isn't going to go down until 2017. They think they're going to bypass the vote in January, try again in May, and then that May vote won't be for 2016. It'll go for 2017.
Hmm. That could be interesting.
I can't wait. Like literally, like this isn't. This is like every time I hear stuff like this, I'm happy because like the whole thing when we heard the Disney CEO about him funding Carson, we're like, oh my god, what does that mean? But it fell through. It sounds like it was a rumor. All it was. They didn't really actually
Yep.
get a quote on it.
I mean, even if he did, it's like, until it's set in stone, he can't do anything. He can't. He can only like be on their council or
If he
whatever.
wants to buy out ownership of the Chargers though and keep them here in San Diego, yeah, I'm all for that.
I doubt you would do
Bob
that.
Iger, call it up, ring it up. Let's do it. Let's make a deal. A lot of people calling for that ownership change. I saw an article last week that said that the NFL should review their situation with San Diego and they should force an ownership change.
That would be crazy.
So I think if they were going to force an ownership change, they would force Dean out. Maybe go with like John, who's in operations right now, a guy who has spoken out that he does not like Mark Fabiani. Doesn't agree with his business decisions.
Yeah, it's funny because I feel like Fabiani is like the main problem. You know what I mean? Like I think deep down
Yes.
inside, I think like all the Spanoses like San Diego a lot and they love it. But Fabiani's the business guy. He's the representative, so he has to do all the dirty work and stir the pot and create a nasty situation.
Well, I think Dean is definitely getting greedy. I think he's got Fabiani, the little devil, on his shoulder, telling him how it's
Hmm.
going to be, and he sees the money, and that's where he wants to go.
Yeah, that's a good analogy of it.
Yeah.
Little devil on the shoulder. Oh, Fabiani.
I love when you listen to the Cannons on 1360, they got this great clip when they talk about Fabiani when he was on their show, and this it's just a little sound clip of him going, "No, no, that isn't true." So they're like, "Fabiani, why? Why do you do this?" And then the producer hits the sound clip, "No, no, that isn't true." It's amazing. They're like,
Funny.
they're like, "Oh my gosh, they could go back to the city. The city says that they're not working with them." No, no, that isn't true.
That's great. Yeah, and well, our team is not as injured anymore.
Oh my gosh, what a relief, huh?
Three people? You say three? One, two, three. They can fit it
Three
on one hand.
probables. Three probables.
Fit it
That's
on
an
one
injury
hand.
report right there.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
And Floyd is back and practicing.
Malcolm Floyd, Antonio Gates, Ladarius Green, welcome back. Probable. No linemen on here. No linebackers.
No linemen.
Come on now. Beautiful.
Hey, if only maybe we could win out now and then not make the playoffs.
Yeah, and then we could go draft a running back or something with that draft pick, 15th overall.
Hmm.
Gosh.
I mean, I'm still strong on rather us win as many games as possible, but it sucks that now we're healthy. Now we're healthy. That's only
Yeah.
part of the problem, though.
I mean, that's the thing. If we could have closed out some games back in the past, we would have been able to make a run at the bye week. This is what we analyzed, is what we saw on paper for this season. It
And
just hasn't
last week
happened.
was great. So
Hey, one thing I want to get your reaction on is what did you think about Wednesday when Mike McCoy walked out on his presser? He just got frustrated. He was like, I'm done.
I thought it was okay because at first I was like, it's kind of unprofessional, and I watched the video, and there's an analyst who keeps asking the same question over and over and over, and he's answering it, but it's not like he's asking him. I think about punt returner, if I'm correct.
He asked me about
And
Jacoby Jones, which is ridiculous.
yeah, I mean that's in the past. He says we're gonna make the decision that's best for our football team, and then he asked it again. He said the same answer, and he said, "You're not giving me an answer." He's like, "I just did," and he asked it again. He gives him the same answer, and then he walks out. I think that was fine. I think at first I was upset with it, and I even talked about it with my dad. He had a good point. It's like, it is a privilege for the media to have time with, people of a football organization. They take part of the time out of their day to talk to the media. And I feel like when you get kind of like disrespected like that, like you don't have to stand there. You can
You're
just
obligated to
leave.
walk out because someone's going to disrespect you.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't think he meant it in disrespectful manner, but it was just like, hey, you went too far and he left. Like, I'm sure he's frustrated too in many ways.
Yeah, I think it definitely showed that the frustration's boiling over. I think the interesting thing is we don't really hear any quotes from the organization or anything, which kind of shows that as many people want to say like, "Oh, Mike McCoy is going to get fired on Monday," he's going to ride out the season. I think he's going to ride out the season. They're not going to have anyone else come in, and then we'll see what happens at that point with the coaching carousel.
Yeah, I hear Chip Kelly is open.
No, get out of here.
No?
Bye. Go to USC.
You don't want him?
No,
I don't want him
honestly,
either.
like I joke with a lot of people about it. Like one of my friends is a Titans fan, but like Winston Hunt wouldn't be that bad as a head coach for what's out there on the market right now.
Well,
There's
offensive
nobody.
coordinator.
I think we're going to hire a defensive coach. I think that's definitely what's going to happen.
I think we're definitely going to hire a defensive coordinator.
We're definitely going to hire an offensive and defensive coordinator. That's definitely going to happen. I'll be turning in my resume. 5 years of 8-man coaching. Let's do it.
8-man coaching.
I run a great empty base trait flex in Madden.
So what now? We go a couple weeks with barely losing or losing by a score, and then last week we get completely
decimated.
Yeah. And now we're rolling in Jacksonville. All-time morale low, rock bottom.
And for the first time in 5 years, the Jacksonville Jaguars are a favorite at home. Oh my gosh.
Good old San Diego Chargers.
Here's the storyline for this game. If Keenan Allen was healthy, this would be a great, great matchup here. But you got Allen Robinson and Allen Hurns, the Allens up in Jaguars. And then you got the Chargers aliens coming out. The Allens versus the aliens. This is my hashtag for this game. Allens versus aliens. Hashtag. Get it up. Get it
Cowboys
up.
versus aliens. Allens versus aliens.
Malcolm Floyd's healthy. Stewie Johnson out there. Come on now. They better be rocking the socks.
I hope so. I mean, I haven't really looked at it in terms of like how it play out, but if we won out, I mean, I looked at who's number 6 seed. I mean, I don't know if they could lose the right amount of games, but if we won out, would we be right there? I mean, I don't know how that looks.
No, we'd be 7-8. So it's not going to happen. Honestly, at this point,
or we'd be 8-8.
Correct. Yes, we'd be 8-8. Yeah, and it's not going to break down as one of those years where we can get in.
Yeah, we're pretty much in a big hole at the moment. I was just curious though, because the AFC is such a losing conference at the moment.
Yeah, basically, what you need to happen right now is you need the Chiefs, the Texans, and the Bills to blow it somewhere. And then the Chargers would have to jump over teams like the Raiders and the Dolphins and all of them.
Yeah.
So there's a lot that has to happen there. I don't
Yeah,
think it's going to happen. I think that it's time for Chargers fans to start looking at defensive ends like Bosa, start looking at this right tackle out of Mississippi here, this corner out of Florida, and prepare yourselves for
so
the worst.
sad how it's just coming to an end. I don't know.
It's
Already,
tough.
it's been tough to watch. Yeah.
It's tough, but man, there's some good prospects out there, and
And we had no offense last week.
yeah, I don't know where would you want them to go with the top 5 pick? Let's not talk number 1 overall. Let's talk top 5 pick.
Top 5. I think you need to improve the pass rush or get a young O lineman.
Exactly.
That's
You don't
it.
think a corner to pair with Verrett is an option?
I think it's an option.
Okay.
It depends who's available.
I think in order, it's right tackle, defensive end, and corner, depending on where you're at in this draft. If you're number 1, I think you definitely got to take Bosa out of Ohio State. That's a guy where you pair him with Leggett right there, with Melvin and Ataushu coming on the outside. He can really wreck it. I think I'm trying to find this right tackle from Mississippi right now because this guy's a beast. And then this corner out of Florida, whose name I can't pronounce because it's super long. He's very talented too.
Yeah, we'll see. But I guess more on this Jacksonville game. I mean, I know we have a chance. We have a chance every game. But now Blake Bortles has always been good at trying to come back, and he's kind of pushed the team to win the second half of their season. How's that going to add up against the Chargers?
I think it's going to be interesting. I think that, they have a very talented offense here. I think TJ Yeldon has been a solid running back option. I think that the Allens have proven themselves. I'm an owner of Allen Robinson in fantasy football. He's been a beast. I picked up Allen Hurns a couple times. They're both deep ball guys, and I think because Brandon Flowers has shown that he can get burnt on the deep ball real quick, we're going to see an interesting matchup here. I think Hurns is the guy you want to watch out for because I think Verrett's very capable of taking out Allen Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
I think one good thing you got to watch out for is Julius Thomas, who knows how to play the Chargers. A lot of people are really riding on Donald Butler right now, and Butler covering Julius Thomas worries me. I've heard a lot of people saying that it should be Teo and Perryman out there. They should just sit Butler, but they give him all that money.
They should. Honestly,
so we'll see what happens. As far as our pass rush goes, the left side of the Jacksonville Jaguars is actually pretty good. You got Luke Jokel, you got Zane Beadles over there. That's a solid left side. We'll see how Ingram and Leggett can go, but I think Ataushu can use that to get in. I think that right side of the line is definitely open for some stuff. And funny thing on their depth chart here, Allen Robinson is actually listed as the second string running back, so that's hilarious. But I think it'll definitely be a shootout. It's a 10 a.m. game. Hopefully the Chargers are awake because I think that on paper the Chargers have the better defense here.
I think they do too.
The Jaguars have a lot of good weapons, so I think that's where the matchup comes down. And if these old linemen can get a little bit of a push against a bunch of Jacksonville posies who are just cashing in their check, we can see a ball game here.
You get that offense going, unlike last game. We could have a chance here. One interesting topic I saw around Twitter that we've kind of talked about before is the lack of a fullback.
For the Chargers.
It'd be great to have one.
A lot of people say it, man, because we like to compare it to LT and Lorenzo Neal and all this, but that's not what we scheme for, though.
Yeah, you can't compare it, but it'd be nice to have a lead blocker. I've seen it a couple times, but
I don't know, because the whole thing with me is Todd Gurley doesn't need a fullback out there in St. Louis, and he's tearing it up.
That's true.
Adrian Peterson doesn't need a fullback. DeMarco Murray didn't need a fullback out there in Dallas when he was running behind that O-line. You look at these teams. These teams have O-lines they've built up over the last 3 years.
Yes, they have.
And the NFL's changed where we don't need a fullback. You don't need a lead blocker. Like, the Seahawks, Marshawn Lynch has Derek Coleman up there in front of him sometimes. And Jonathan Stewart has Tolbert up in front of him at Carolina. And, they're okay. They do fine.
Yeah.
Because and what we gotta do with Gordon is, Gordon's not a between the tackles guy. Gordon's a guy where we're going to get him on the outside, get him some free carries, but to get him on the outside, you got to run him up the middle a little bit. That's one thing they need to really do in this game is they just need to start running Gordon into the ground, get it over with. Sorry.
They've gotten better at it, but Gordon hasn't been producing a lot.
Yeah,
the amount of carries he's been given.
It's frustrating because I'll give it to as the season goes on. Gordon isn't that bad compared to the other things that we're seeing with rookie running backs.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to compare him to Todd Gurley because they're both first-round picks.
Mm-hmm.
Gurley has 30 more carries than Melvin Gordon on the season. And that makes a huge difference because those carries he got, they built around him in the game. They let him get out in free space.
How many more yards does he have?
That's 300? 300 more yards? He's got 4 touchdowns on the season?
Mm-hmm. We'll see. You just need an effective running back. I mean, it's only been a year.
6 touchdowns. Man.
6 touchdowns. There you go. It's been a rough year.
It has, and I think that I think any coach that comes in here has to look at Phillip Rivers and what he's got in the throwing game, has to look at a guy like Melvin Gordon, and then they can get it going with them.
Mm-hmm. That's what's so frustrating. All the pieces are here. Some pieces need to go, such as Butler, Donald Brown.
The Donalds.
But yeah, there's so many talented people on this team. It's so frustrating to see them just suffer.
I think as the season goes down, we're going to hear a lot more about Flowers looking better because he's healthy.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to watch for that.
I think so too.
We got to watch for that.
I mean, we haven't really seen too much of him blowing it recently. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's been quiet, and I think it's because he's been healthy the past 2 games.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I don't have much else to talk about. Maybe
when you're playing the Jacksonville Jaguars, you don't have a lot to talk about. So
maybe we get a win. Who knows? It's been a while. It's been since the Cleveland Browns, Week 4.
Oh my gosh, forever ago.
2 months ago. A little more than 2 months ago.
So what's your prediction for this game?
Should I give one where we win or one where we lose, or both?
I mean, you got to believe in your heart and just follow the dream.
All right, I'm going to say 27-20.
Oh?
Win by a touchdown.
Oh?
Yep.
Man, that's interesting because, lying there in bed this morning, thinking about it, the numbers came to me, and I said Chargers 27 and Jaguars 20. Wow. Amazing.
Maybe it's meant to be.
Dude, I'm with you, though. I think
27-20.
I think that's going to be the score. I think that, it's going to be late. I wouldn't be surprised if they're down 20-13. But they'll find a way. A little bit of Stevie Johnson action. Melvin Gordon gets in the end zone.
This is a big game for Stevie Johnson because Malcolm Floyd is back. You know what I mean? That tandem. It's not just, all the pressure on him.
And the younger guys have another week under their belt learning the system.
And I'm hoping, if Gates is having trouble with his knee, I'm hoping Ladarius Green is better enough to where we can rely on him more.
Yeah, huge.
For other things.
It's going to be huge having him back.
And then we'll see Woodhead's always great at what he does, but we'll see what Gordon can do.
Yeah, the problem with our prediction right now, though, once again, we're talking about them being down in a game. They're going to pass to come back in it. They're going to take away from Melvin Gordon, not running the ball. It's just
we'll see. That's what I'm saying.
Something's got to give.
Full prediction.
Something's got to give.
You got to get a win sometime, right? Some point.
We'll see. the Denver Osweilers next week. We'll see what happens in New England.
We will. All right. Well, thanks for watching again. Follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. All the Chargers are faithful. Thank you for still watching, hanging with us. It's been rough and painful to watch, but we look forward to the future and what's coming. Ending the season strongly and seeing what next year has in store.
Monday, Brock Lobster, we're coming for you.
The Brock Lobster. I should get B-52s dancing to that and put all of his faces on it.
And then at the end of it, get where Peyton was running on the field last year and Brock saw him and he just put his helmet down. Great clip.
That would be great. All right. Thanks for watching again, guys. Go Chargers. We need the win. Hopefully soon rather than later.
Future Charger, Michael Bosa, up on that Ohio State right now, playing Michigan.
The underdog can win this game. I believe it can happen.
Hey, man, Carolina won playing underdog the other day. Won 44-3.
Yeah, what was up with that? Come on. All right. Thanks for watching, y'all. We'll see you next time.
Peace out, San Diego. Stay classy.
Peace out.